99% of people start their day completely wrong, destroying their mental strength before even having breakfast. Marcus Aurelius woke up every single day at 4 in the morning 2,000 years ago, not because he was disciplined, but because he discovered a secret that modern neuroscience has only just confirmed. The first 30 minutes after waking determine 90% of your success for the entire day. And here's what's mind-blowing. He used only 3 simple principles that you can apply tomorrow morning to transform your weak mind into an unbreakable mental fortress. Subscribe to the channel, leave your like and comment where in the world you're watching from, because now I'm going to tell you everything. Have you ever wondered if the way you wake up each day is quietly hurting your mind? Many people do not stop to think about this. They simply open their eyes and start their morning in the same way, day after day. For most, the first thing they do after waking is reach for their phone, tablet, or a similar device. Sometimes, the device is even on the bed, right next to their pillow. Before they have even stood up, they unlock their screen. They look at new messages, check their emails, or scroll through their social media feeds. Some people tap on news apps and start reading about things that happened overnight. This may seem normal, and it even feels important. After all, it is easy to believe that you need to see what happened while you were sleeping. Maybe someone sent you something urgent, or maybe there was breaking news. But this small action carries hidden effects. As soon as you give your mind to these screens, you are pulling your attention out of your quiet morning and into the noise of the outside world. Your brain begins to fill with words, images, and emotions set by other people or by news stories that have nothing to do with you right now. Very quickly, your mind may begin to feel busy or even a little stressed. You might read a message that worries you or see something that makes you feel left out or upset. You might read some bad news, and right after that, your mood starts to turn cloudy. You have only just woken up, and yet your calm mind is already being replaced by worry or alertness. You can feel your mind change before you even sit up in bed. This is just the first part of what happens. Once you are done checking these things, many of you feel like it is time to move, and fast. You throw off your blanket, you stand up. Right away, you start rushing through your morning routine. Maybe you wash your face or brush your teeth. Maybe you jump straight into preparing some breakfast. Some of you have to get ready for work, for school, or for other daily responsibilities. You are moving quickly from one small task to the next. During this busy rush, there is nearly no moment to pause and check in with your own thoughts. You move in a pattern, half awake, thinking about what needs to happen next. You do not stop to notice how your body feels. You do not ask yourself what mood you have this morning or what you truly want from your day. The first hour has already become a time of screens, messages, and a rush to get ready for the outside world. You may not realize that you are letting that world step in and take control of you before you have taken control of yourself. After this kind of morning, it is common to feel a little anxious or even tired before your day has really begun. Your mind may feel scattered. Thoughts bounce from one place to another. As you try to get things done, you may notice it is harder to focus. It is easy to forget small things or to make little mistakes. Some people feel a background sense of nervousness or dread, though they do not know where it comes from. You may even feel like your day is already controlling you, and that you must just keep up. You may think this kind of start is just the way life is now. Everyone seems to do it. The world moves fast. Technology is always right beside us. However, there are costs to this automatic pattern. This way of beginning your morning is not gentle towards your mind. Your brain, in those first minutes after waking, is still soft and easily shaped. When you fill it with noise, messages, worries, or endless information, it becomes full of things that do not help you grow strong. Bit by bit, these habits make your mind more reactive and less calm. Maybe you have noticed that some days you are more irritable. You lose patience more quickly. Small problems feel bigger. It might be harder to think deeply or to make good decisions when something unexpected happens. Sometimes you feel like your energy is low, or that you're still sleepy even after you have been awake for hours. Little by little, these effects add up. You start to think you just have to accept feeling stressed or hurried every morning. Most people do not think about this hidden problem of modern mornings. The pattern feels normal, so it is not questioned. But over many weeks, months, and even years, this automatic way of starting the day has a strong effect on how people feel, how well they think, and how happy they are. The results are quite clear once you pay attention. Let yourself think about your own mornings for a moment. How do you usually wake up? What is the very first thing you do after your eyes open? Do you notice your breath, your body, or your mood? Or do you reach right away for a device? If you are like most people, it is a habit that feels automatic. You almost do it without thinking. Why is this so common? One reason is that modern life is filled with things that ask for your attention. Your phone gives you endless choices and connections. There is a constant stream of messages, news alerts, and updates from people all over the world. This is very different from how people lived in the past, even 100 years ago. Back then, a person woke up in silence or heard the sounds of their own home or nature. Today, many houses are quiet, but the noise comes from the screens you hold in your hand. Every time you put your mind into these outside sources, you are giving away your first moments to things you cannot control. Even something that seems small, like checking your friends' photos or reading simple news, is still pulling your mind away from your own needs. You skip right past your own thoughts and go straight into whatever the world has prepared for you. Another reason people rush into their mornings is that society puts pressure on being busy. Many lists and guides say that you must hurry and get things done. People feel proud of being productive before the sun is high in the sky. But if that busy feeling starts before you are even fully awake, it weakens your mind in ways that are not always easy to notice. If you are hurrying from the first steps of your day, your mind does not have time to settle or to gather strength. You start to act on habit instead of choice. You react to things instead of planning your own path. Over time, this leads to feeling less in control and less calm inside. Small things can then bother you more. If something goes wrong, like you spill your coffee or get stuck in traffic, you may feel as though your whole morning is ruined. This is not because the event is very big. It is because your mind started the day in a weaker, less steady state. When you begin with too many distractions and worries, it is hard to stay calm, focused, and in control. Not everyone knows how much this hurts their ability to think clearly. Most people believe they can simply push through the day and ignore these feelings. But the truth is that your mind keeps repeating the habits you started with each morning. If you wake up feeling rushed and distracted, you are more likely to end the day feeling the same way. Over the weeks, stress and tiredness can grow. You may notice you are more easily annoyed. You are possibly less patient with family, friends, or co-workers. Work or study may feel harder. You do not need to let this hidden problem shape your mornings. It is possible to make a different choice, but before you change, you must clearly see what the automatic pattern is costing you. Think again about your last week of mornings. Was there a day you felt calm and steady? Did you ever wake up slow, notice your breath, check in with how you felt, and move into your day with care rather than rush? How did that day feel compared to the others? You might remember that your mind was clearer, your mood better, or your work easier. This is not an accident. Small habits at the start of your day have strong effects throughout all the hours that follow. Now imagine a week where every morning begins with that sense of calm and control. You first notice your breath. You look at the light coming in your window. You feel your own thoughts, and you choose how you will face the day. No phone, no messages, no news, and no rush for only a little while. Your mind is not filled with other people's noise, but with simple, quiet strength. Most people believe that such a morning is not possible in their busy life. They think, "I do not have time for myself. I must check the news. I need to answer people, or I will fall behind." These thoughts are normal, but they are not always true. Even a few quiet minutes, when used with purpose, can change the whole feel of your morning. They can protect your mind from the negative effects of technology and hurry. The first problem to solve is recognizing that modern mornings are often out of control. They move too fast, and they start with distractions or stress. These habits do not make you anywhere near your best. They make you more anxious, more upset, and more tired. The cost is greater than you think, because these habits shape your mind and your actions for the entire day. You do not have to give in to this way of living. You can learn a new way, a way that is simple but strong. The first step is noticing that your automatic morning habits are not helping you. They are making your mind weaker and your days harder than they need to be. If for one morning you decide to leave your phone untouched and not rush to your next task, you give your mind a chance to adjust to wakefulness in a gentle way. You might find your breathing is slower, your thoughts more quiet, and your feelings more steady. Your sense of control begins to return. This change does not have to take a long time or cost anything. It simply means stopping the old pattern and giving your mind a few moments to be itself before you face the outside world. Many people are surprised when they try this. They notice they are less stressed through the morning, more focused at work or school, and even a little happier. These small changes matter much more than you think. But for now, it is enough to see the hidden problem. When you see it clearly, you can begin to imagine how your mornings and your whole days could be shaped differently. When you begin to notice your own mornings, you might realize that small choices at the start of each day can change how you feel and act. These first moments after you wake up are more powerful than most people think. Your habits, especially your morning habits, are not just routines. They actually shape your mind and set the tone for the hours that follow. Sometimes people think that the details of how they wake up do not matter. Many believe that the important part of a day is later, at work, school, or during busy tasks. But science and careful thinking both show this is not true. Your morning is a special time. It is when your brain and your whole self are moving from sleep to being awake. In those first few minutes, your mind is very open and soft. It is like a blank page, not yet filled with writing. Whatever you do, and whatever you let into your mind in those early moments, has a strong effect on how you feel, how you think, and how you act for the rest of the day. There is research that proves this. Scientists have studied what happens in the brain when a person wakes up. They have discovered that in the first half hour, your brain waves are not the same as they are later. You are not fully alert yet, but you are no longer sleeping. In these moments, your emotions can be stronger because your brain is more sensitive to what you think and feel. All senses seem a little sharper. This is also why dreams can feel so real if you remember them upon waking. The way you use these special minutes will decide a lot about your mood, your willpower, and your motivation. If you fill this time with messages, news, or distractions, you allow the outside world to decide how you feel. If you use it calmly, if you are gentle with yourself, if you bring your own purpose to the start of the day, your mind becomes calm, focused, and ready. People who start their mornings in a thoughtful way find it easier to concentrate, easier to make decisions, and easier to respond to problems without panic. Maybe you have noticed on some mornings, when you wake up slow and quiet, that you feel steadier and kinder through the day. You may notice you do not get angry so fast, or you are able to finish difficult things without feeling overwhelmed. This is not an accident. What you do in the first half hour is teaching your brain how to work. This teaching is called priming by scientists. It means setting up your mind like you set up a room before an important meeting. If you set up your mind with calm, you make it easier to keep calm as you go along. If you set it up with noise and stress, you make it harder to stay relaxed or focused later, even if you try. The habits you have in your mornings act like strong instructions for your brain. Your mind learns which feelings are important. It learns which things should get attention and which things to ignore. When you jump into messages or news from the first minute, you are training your mind to look for trouble or noise. Most people do not see this because they think habits are just simple actions. But every repeated action shapes how you feel, how you think, and what you believe is needed. When you start your day with calm or with purpose, you give your brain a message. You tell your mind that you are in charge. You say in a quiet way, "This is my morning. I control what enters my mind. I decide what is important." This kind of choosing builds a different pattern inside you. It builds confidence, steadiness, and strength. It might look like a small step, but it is one of the most important steps you can make in your life. Many people feel they do not have time to think about how their morning goes. They may have children to care for, work to start, or other duties. Yet, even very busy people can change how they wake up. You do not have to remove all duties or become slow in the morning. It is about what you give your attention to first. Even a few minutes, when used gently and on purpose, are enough to start building a strong mind. Let us look at what happens in your brain in detail. When you first open your eyes, your brain is still coming out of the deep rest of sleep. Chemicals that help you feel calm are still in higher levels. Your body moves from rest to movement slowly. If you jump quickly into stress, your body starts to release chemicals that create stress and worry. These feelings may stay with you through the whole day. But if you use the first minutes for peace and gentle thought, then your body and mind set up a base of calm. Later, stress cannot break it so easily. Another thing happens in the early minutes after waking. Your ability to learn and remember is stronger. Your mind wants to create a plan or a feeling that will stay for the rest of the day. People who use the first part of their day to think about what they want or who calmly plan their next steps find that their goals are easier to keep. Their motivation stays higher even when problems happen. These people feel less tired in the morning and more ready for the day. If you fill the morning with information and messages, your attention becomes split into many small pieces. Each alert or message grabs a little bit of your focus. When your mind tries to do many things at once, it becomes weak faster. You may reach the middle of the day and feel worn out, even if nothing big happened. This is because your attention was lost in many places and your mind had no clear goal. On the other hand, by choosing just one purpose or mood for your morning, you train your mind to keep attention on what matters. Each day becomes a little easier. Your sense of control and calm grows. You do not have to be perfect. Even small changes help. The simple act of paying attention to your breath, your thoughts, or your feelings before reaching for your phone is powerful. Some people say, "But I am just checking my phone for a minute. It does not matter." Yet even one small action, if repeated every day, changes your brain deeply. You may not notice after 1 or 2 mornings, but after many weeks and months, the results grow stronger. You will become more anxious, more hurried, or more tired if your morning habit is built on distraction. The opposite is also true. Choosing a calm or a clear first action each morning also becomes stronger over time. Children and teenagers are not different. Their brains are even more sensitive. What they see or hear in the first moments after waking can affect their mood all day. Parents sometimes wonder why their children are upset, moody, or unfocused. One reason is often hidden in their morning habits. A child who wakes with a calm mind and a gentle start will be more able to learn, to play, and to handle feelings. These same truths apply no matter the age. If you think about successful people, People who seem calm and focused, you will notice that many of them protect their morning habits. They guard these early minutes and use them for their own purpose. Some spend a little time breathing or moving gently. Others write a few words about how they feel. Some simply sit quietly. This is not magic. It is a result that comes from protecting the mind while it is most open. It does not matter where you live or what kind of day you have ahead. What matters is how you begin. Your mood, your choices, and even your luck are affected by the state of your mind as you leave your room and start to meet the world. If you wake up angry or worried, you are more likely to find frustration. If you wake up calm and ready, even hard things seem a little easier to face. Changing your morning does not erase all your problems. You will still meet stress or receive bad news. But you will be more ready to meet these things. You will see the problem, but also see your own power to act. This can change fear into hope or confusion into action. The true power is not in removing all challenges, but in building your own mind to meet them. A simple way to start this change is just to notice your first actions. When you wake up, before doing anything else, notice how you feel. Pay attention to your breath. Are you breathing fast or slow? Is your heart beating quickly or softly? You do not have to fix anything, just notice. This attention trains your brain. It creates space between you and the outside world. After this, give yourself a few minutes without any screens or noisy distractions. Let yourself wake up fully. You can sit or stand in your room. You can listen to the quiet. Some people like to open a window, hear the birds, or just sit in the light. This simple time, even if it is only 5 minutes, gives your mind a break from noise. It also helps your brain move gently from sleep to alertness. Another way to use your powerful morning minutes is to think quietly about your day. Instead of making a big plan, just ask yourself, what do I want today to feel like? What is the most important thing for me? You do not have to answer in detail. Just letting your mind settle on a feeling or a small goal is enough. If you do this each day, it will become a guide for your actions. The next step is to set an intention. This means deciding clearly and simply what you most want to stay focused on. It can be as easy as thinking to yourself, "Today, I will try to stay calm," or "Today, I want to finish this one thing." Your mind listens. These small choices become like seeds, and they can grow through the rest of the hours. These simple habits are not about being perfect. There may be days when you forget, or days when you must move fast. That is normal. The main change is to shift from doing things by automatic habit to doing things on purpose. When you do something on purpose, you give your mind direction and make it stronger. People who make these changes often find that other areas of their life improve too. Their evenings get calmer. They react less to stress. They make better choices during difficult moments. Some people also find that their relationships get better because they are less irritated in the morning and more patient with others. Your first minutes are also the best time to protect your energy for the whole day. Energy is not just about sleep or food. Many people get enough hours of sleep and eat well, but still feel tired. The real reason is often found in how they spend their mind's power in the morning. If you jump right into using your phone or running into busy action, you use a big part of your attention quickly. Your brain gets tired sooner, but if you start slow and on purpose, your energy will last longer into the day. A strong morning habit does not require money or rare tools. You do not need a special room or special clothes or even a long time. What matters is only your attention. By giving yourself a few minutes of care as you wake up, you build a habit of self-respect and strength. Step by step, day by day, this habit becomes stronger. The more you practice, the easier it gets. Modern life may always try to pull you into hurry or distraction. There will always be new messages, more news, more things asking for attention. But you still have a choice every morning. You can protect your first minutes. You can use them to set up a day that is steadier and clearer. Even in a busy life, this is possible. You begin with yourself, then you move out into the world. Over time, you will notice that these small actions make a big difference. You may feel less tired by the middle of the day. You might be able to do hard tasks with less fear. You may notice you are kinder, more patient, and more focused. These are not lucky results. They come because you use the special power of your morning while it is fresh and open. As you start making new choices each morning, you are not just shaping your day, you are shaping your whole mind. You give yourself the power to act, not just react. This is how you begin to build a life that is less about worry and more about calm strength. This way of living starts every day, in the small, gentle moments just after you wake up. It is important to remember that taking control of your morning is not a new idea. People from many times and places have known that the start of each day can set a person's mind on a better path. Even thousands of years ago, before the world had smartphones, computers, and busy cities, wise people were already thinking carefully about how to begin the day. They saw that how you act after waking up and what you think about in those first quiet minutes can make your mind stronger and help you live with more calm, more discipline, and more purpose. One of these wise people was called Marcus Aurelius. He lived almost 2,000 years ago and was both a philosopher and a leader. Even though his world was very different from today's world, he faced worries, problems, and busy days too. Marcus Aurelius believed it was important to pay close attention to how you start your morning. He would rise early and spend a little time preparing his mind. He did not look for messages or for news. Instead, he sat quietly, breathed deeply, and thought about who he wanted to be for the day. Marcus Aurelius wrote his thoughts in a simple journal. He wrote about his fears, his goals, and his hopes. He reminded himself to stay calm, to be gentle with others, and to accept whatever might happen that day. These writings have reached us through the centuries, and people all over the world still read them. They show that even when life is full of challenges, it is possible to train your mind each morning to respond with strength and with peace. You do not need to be a philosopher or a famous leader to use these ideas in your own life. The habit of starting your morning with purpose is something that anyone can learn and practice. The old wisdom is very clear. Your mind becomes what you teach it to be, and the most important time for this teaching is in the quiet moments after you wake up. Many people in ancient times, not only in the West but also in the East, saw the morning as a special time for reflection and for setting intentions. In many cultures, early morning was used for gentle exercises, for simple meditation, or for prayer. People would sit quietly, listen to the sounds of nature, or breathe deeply. There was no rush to begin working or to fill the mind with worries. These habits helped people prepare for their day and made them stronger for whatever would come. If you look at stories from the past, you can see that people knew the mind was delicate just after waking, so they protected it from harsh news, loud noises, and even big emotions. Instead, they tried to fill the mind with clear, calm thoughts. These habits helped them stay patient, wise, and brave during times of stress or trouble. Today, science has started to confirm what these ancient teachers already understood. When you wake up, your mind is more open and flexible. Your thoughts can shape your feelings more deeply. Your habits can become stronger faster. This is why it is such a smart idea to begin the day with a few quiet moments that are made for you, not for the world outside. In these moments, you can remember what matters. You can set a clear purpose, and you can tell your own mind gently what is most important. This old wisdom is almost forgotten in modern times. People are often running from one thing to the next, and the soft voice of the morning can get lost. Technology encourages everyone to pay attention to the outside world as soon as possible. But if you look carefully, you will discover people who still follow the ways of the past. Some people take time to listen to their own thoughts, to breathe deeply, or to move their body in quiet ways. They know that these simple actions help their mind and spirit. One reason this wisdom has faded is because life now moves very quickly. Work, school, and the expectation to always respond right away make it harder to find even a few minutes for yourself. Many people have come to believe that starting the day slowly or quietly is a waste of time. But the truth is that these simple steps can save time and energy later, because they help you act with more direction and less confusion. When you begin your day with purpose, your mind does not get lost in small worries, and you make fewer mistakes. It is easy to think that people from the past had an easier time building good habits because their world was simpler. But even long ago, there were many things to worry about: safety, food, money, and family. Successful people in every place and time learned to use their mornings as a space for building calm and focus, no matter what was happening outside. This kind of wisdom has no age limit, no country, and no special rules. It can be used by anyone, anywhere. Children and adults can both use gentle morning practices. In old stories from many cultures, parents teach their children to greet the day softly. They sing, they pray, or they notice the sun coming up. These moments make children feel safe and loved, but they also train the mind to be aware, patient, and clear. As the child grows, these habits grow with them. Adults who give themselves a few quiet minutes each morning often find they make better decisions, feel more calm, and act with more kindness to others. Some people believe that they must be spiritual or religious to have a good morning practice, but this is not true. The power of intention and calm is available to all people. You do not have to follow special steps or rituals. Even just sitting quietly, taking deep breaths, and asking yourself a simple question, "What do I want for today?" is enough. The wisdom is in the action, not in any special words. When you give attention to your first thoughts, your brain starts to follow a path you have chosen, not just the path that others have made for you. Old teachers knew that even just a few breaths or a kind thought could protect the mind from the world's rush. When you do this every morning, you become less affected by noise, by anger, and by hurry. You start to move through the day with a steady pace, ready to face both good and bad with the same heart. People who began each day in a mindful way noticed real changes. They were less tired, less angry, and less likely to argue. Their work was better because their mind was steady. They could listen more deeply to their friends and family. They could keep their composure when things went wrong. All of these good things grow from a habit that takes only a few minutes each day. There are many stories about leaders and wise people from the past who faced difficult days but kept their mornings gentle. Some were kings, some were teachers, and some were parents. They all shared the same secret. They did not let the outside world enter their minds before preparing themselves first. This gave them strength, even when they had to take care of other people, solve hard problems, or face disappointment. You can also look at teachers from the East, like in old China, Japan, or India. They created quiet routines to use at the start of each day. They sat in silence, repeated simple words, or moved slowly to wake up the body. These were not long or complicated practices. They were meant to train the mind to be present and to remember what was truly important. Over many years, these habits showed their power. People had better health, better moods, and long-lasting energy, simply because they met the day on their own terms. Modern life makes it easy to forget these lessons, but they are still true. When you fight to keep your first minutes calm and free of demands, even when your phone is right there, you are doing what wise people have always done. You are telling your mind that you respect its power. You are setting up your day not for chaos, but for clarity. You do not need anyone's permission to do this, and you do not have to worry about whether you are doing it perfectly or not. Trying is already a victory. One simple practice from old wisdom is to ask yourself, how do I want to act today no matter what happens? You might want to be patient or brave or gentle. Just naming this wish in your mind is strong. Each time you do this, you remember yourself better. You come back to it when you feel challenged later in the day. Another practice is writing your thoughts. As Marcus Aurelius did, you might sit with a notebook and write 1 or 2 simple lines about your hopes or worries. If you do not want to write, you can think them softly in your mind. These quiet moments help you understand your feelings and set a clear goal. Over time, you begin to trust yourself more. You see that your mind is your own, not something that gets thrown around by the outside world. You can also use your first minutes to notice your surroundings. You might listen to the sounds around you, feel the air, or look at the light entering your room. Ancient wisdom says that these small acts of attention make you more awake, more grateful, and more prepared. Each step you take with awareness in the morning is a gift to yourself. One reason that wise people started their day with calm was to prepare for hard times. Life can be full of surprises, and not all of them are good. There will be days when news brings fear, when work is stressful, or when people are unkind. A mind that has practiced morning clarity is less shaken by these events. Old teachers wrote about meeting both joy and pain with the same clear mind. This makes it possible to act wisely and to keep your peace, even if life feels unfair. Sometimes people ask, does a simple morning really make that much difference? Many people from the past would answer yes, because these habits train the mind every single day. Just like your body gets strong if you exercise each day, your mind gets strong if you care for it each morning. The effect may be slow, but it is deep. Over weeks and months, you may see that you feel less confused, less scared, and more calm in everything you do. There are no special requirements for this kind of morning. You do not need to buy anything. You do not need a large amount of time. What matters most is your own attention and a gentle way of beginning your day. You can create your own habit, small or big, as long as it is kind to your mind. Old wisdom says that even a few deep breaths or a clear thought is better than nothing. One last lesson from the past is that creating a morning habit is easiest when you start with very little and grow slowly. Many wise people suggest beginning with just one thing. Maybe you sit quietly for a minute. Maybe you drink a glass of water and notice how you feel. Some like to stretch their body softly or to say a few words of thanks. If you do just one of these things each day, your mind will start to change. You will want to add more only when you are ready. You may notice as you start these habits that your days feel different. Problems do not seem so big. Small joys become easier to see. The world's noise feels less loud. This does not mean you will never feel bad, but it means you will be more ready for whatever comes. Each day becomes part of a long practice of training your mind, just as people have done for thousands of years. Remember that the power of your morning is not in being perfect, but in being present. When you notice your thoughts and take a small action for yourself, you join with all the people from the past who knew the value of the first minutes. Your life is your own, and you can shape it every day, starting when you first open your eyes. The wisdom of the past is available to you now, simple and strong, ready to help you wake up with a clear mind and a steady heart. When you begin to follow these wise habits from the past, you might wonder why such small actions seem to make such a big difference. The answer can be found by understanding what happens in your mind and your body during the first moments after you wake up. These first 30 minutes are special because the brain is in a state that is not the same as during the rest of the day. Science helps us see why these early minutes are powerful for shaping how we think, feel, and act. At the moment you wake, your brain does not turn on all at once. It moves from sleep to wakefulness in steps. During sleep, your brain uses certain patterns called brain waves. When you open your eyes, your brain waves shift. First, you are in a state where your brain is still calm and open. Scientists call this the theta and alpha state. These names are not important to remember, but it is helpful to know that your mind is more relaxed and more sensitive than at other times. While your mind is in this gentle state, it feels emotions more strongly, and it pays more attention to new ideas. Memories can be shaped, and habits can be started more easily. For example, if you feel worried or rushed when you first wake up, that feeling can stay with you all day, even if you do not notice it. If you feel peaceful or clear when you wake, that feeling can make you calmer and more focused until the evening. One important thing that happens in your brain in the first half hour is something called neuroplasticity. This is a word scientists use to describe how easily your brain can learn or change. In the early minutes after sleep, your brain is at its highest level of neuroplasticity. This means whatever you do, think, or feel can make a stronger pathway in your brain. If you start your day with stressful news or with negative thoughts, your mind quickly learns that these are important. If you start with calm and gentle actions, your mind learns that peace is important. Your mood is also shaped by chemicals in your body and brain. After you wake up, there is a rise in a chemical called cortisol. Many people hear this word and think it is always bad, but in the morning, a little bit of cortisol helps you become fully alert. The problem begins when this level rises too high, too fast. If you wake up and see an urgent message, a scary headline, or something that makes you upset, your body creates even more cortisol. This makes you feel anxious or tense. Soon you find it harder to think clearly or to feel happy. On the other hand, if you spend your earliest minutes in a calm way or with gentle breathing, your body has time to wake up slowly. Your cortisol level rises just enough to make you alert, but not so much that you feel stressed. This gentle rise is good for your mind and your health. You get ready for the day in a balanced way, not in a panic. Another reason the first 30 minutes are special is that your attention is easier to guide. During the rest of the day, your brain is bombarded by distractions. Many things fight for your focus: messages, tasks, noises, and people. But in the first half hour, you have more control. You can decide where to put your attention. If you use this time with care, you can train your mind to notice what really matters, instead of reacting to everything around you. Sleep researchers explain that you are also more connected to your inner world right after waking up. This means your own thoughts and feelings are louder, and you can hear them better before the noise of the day begins. This is why some people remember their dreams at this time, or have sudden new ideas as they wake up. It is a moment where your mind is open, creative, and sensitive. If you use these moments to check news or messages, you fill your mind with the world outside before you have checked your own inside state. You let other people's words, problems, or feelings enter you, and these can shape your own thoughts in ways you do not even notice. When you make gentle breathing, calm movements, or quiet reflection your first actions, you let your own mind have space before the world comes in. Good habits that are started in the first half hour after waking are easier to keep. Scientists have studied this and find that repeating a small positive action in this time makes it stick better. For example, if you want to start a habit of deep breathing or a habit of writing your goals, doing this right when you wake up will teach your brain faster, and the habit will become easier to repeat. Your ability to remember and to pay attention is also stronger in these first minutes. When you tell yourself a clear message, set a simple goal, or focus on one important idea, your brain saves it in a special way. This means you are more likely to remember your goal later, even when the day is busy. If you use this special window of brain power to remind yourself what matters, you act with more discipline and get lost less often in small distractions. During these early minutes, your sense of who you are is also more flexible. You can choose to see yourself as calm, strong, and patient, and your mind will believe it more easily right after sleep. If you repeat a positive thought or picture yourself doing something well, your brain begins to see this as normal. People who use affirmations or quiet thoughts about their values in the morning often see these values grow stronger over time because the mind is open and ready to learn. When you fill this special time with negative or stressful information, you do the opposite. Your focus gets scattered, your mood drops, and your brain prepares for stress. Over months and years, this can lead to more worry, more mistakes, and less happiness. Many people live like this every day without ever realizing it. Modern science also tells us about the default mode network in the brain. This is a set of brain areas that are active when you are daydreaming, thinking about yourself, or reflecting quietly. This network is strongest just after you wake. It is the part of your mind that helps you understand who you are, what you want, and how you feel. If you start the day with screens and outside problems, this special part of your brain does not get used. But if you use the time for gentle thought or silence, you train your brain to be more self-aware and more in control. If you want to use this power, you do not need special tools. You only need to know that the first half hour is different, and it matters. Every single person, no matter how busy, can choose at least one gentle or positive thing to do in this time. Deep breathing, soft movement, writing, or simply sitting in silence are all powerful. When you repeat them day after day in the early morning, your mind learns and grows. There is also a relationship between what you see and hear right after waking and the rest of your day. If you see peaceful things, your mind feels safe and open. If you see or hear upsetting things, your mind closes and gets ready to fight or run away. This is an ancient habit of the human brain. In the past, it helped keep people safe from danger. But in modern life, it can make you feel worried about things that are not real dangers. You become tense, your heart beats faster, and your mind looks for problems. When you protect your first minutes from too much information, you help your whole body stay calm. Your heart beats slower, your breath is deep, and your muscles stay relaxed. You feel awake but not rushed. This feeling can stay for hours, giving you a steady mind to meet your work, your chores, and your challenges with more energy and less fear. People often believe that small actions are not important. They think that because gentle breathing or quiet thought takes only a few minutes, it cannot matter. But both old wisdom and new science say the opposite. Many researchers and teachers now encourage everyone to take a few minutes each morning for calm, for deep breathing, or for quiet goal setting, because these habits change the brain in ways that make life easier and better. Some schools and workplaces are starting to notice this and are encouraging slow, gentle starts to the day. Children who use calm routines in the morning are more focused, happier, and do better in their lessons. Adults who avoid screens, news, and email in the first half hour often get more work done and feel less tired at the end of the day. It is not always easy to change old habits, especially if you have lived a long time with busy or distracted mornings. Your brain is used to certain pathways, and it may feel strange or uncomfortable to sit quietly or to ignore your phone. But science tells us that with time and gentle practice, the brain learns new pathways. It becomes easier to wake calmly, to think clearly, and to set a purpose for your day. If you have trouble paying attention or feel that your mind jumps from one worry to the next, it is a sign that your brain needs rest and gentle focus. Giving yourself the first few minutes for deep breathing or for listening to your own thoughts is like giving your mind a place to rest and recover. This gentle care helps your whole nervous system, not just your thoughts. You will notice that your heartbeat slows, your shoulders drop, and your breath is smoother. These are small signs that your body and mind are in better balance. People often say that they do not have enough time for quiet in the morning. But science shows that even 1 minute or 2 minutes of simple, steady breathing or silent thought can begin to bring changes. It is not about how long you spend, but about what you do and how you focus. The first minutes have special power because of the state your brain is in. Each gentle action is multiplied by your brain's openness. Stress, worry, and confusion are common when the mind does not have a clear start. When your day begins in chaos, your brain keeps looking for more chaos. When your day begins in calm, your brain looks for more calm. This is how positive mornings can help even stressful days go better. Your brain remembers the first feeling and tries to come back to it during later hours. People who use technology less in the first half hour also sleep better at night. Studies show that morning habits affect evening rest. The brains of people who wake up gently are more likely to relax easily at bedtime. Their stress drops, their bodies heal better, and they need fewer reminders to rest. These are small benefits that grow over time. Throughout history, people who noticed their first minutes and cared for them have been happier and more successful. Today, you can do the same by using modern science alongside old wisdom. Paying attention to your early morning habits protects your mind, shapes your behavior, and gives you more strength for everything that happens later. If you want to test this for yourself, notice how you feel on days when you wake up softly, with quiet or gentle actions, and compare this to days when you start with noise or screens. You will likely see that your mind is steadier, you get more done, and you handle challenges with more confidence when your morning is peaceful. Over weeks, these changes become clearer and easier to notice. Taking time for your first minutes is not a waste. It is an investment in your mind and your life. Science shows that the first 30 minutes after you wake up are a window where your brain is very open, ready to learn, to set habits, and to build your mood. What you choose now makes every day a little better. Laying a calm foundation helps you grow, learn, and face all things with more courage and care. When you look closely, you will see that everything in your brain and body is working together in those first moments. Your breath, your blood, your thoughts, your senses. You have a chance to train them to work for you, not against you. Choosing gentle, meaningful actions makes your habits strong. It makes your mind your own, no matter how busy life becomes. As you practice noticing and caring for your early morning routine, you begin to notice old patterns that do not help you. This is the first step in building new, better habits. Science supports what old wisdom said. Your mind is ready for change when you are gentle with it, especially in the first half hour after sleep. Sometimes you might notice that even if you understand the science and old wisdom about mornings, it is still very easy to fall into the same old routine. You reach for your phone as soon as you wake up, scroll through messages, or let the world in before you have even stood up. This pattern can seem harmless, but it has real costs that are not always visible right away. These costs add up, and they shape not only the next few hours, but also the days and weeks that follow. When you look closely at this automatic morning, you start to notice how it affects you and your life. Automatic mornings start without thought or care. You might wake up and immediately look at a screen. Maybe it is your phone, maybe it is a television, or perhaps a computer. You check emails, news, messages from work, or social media. Sometimes you do this before you have even gotten out of bed. Your mind has not had a chance to wake up slowly or to notice how you are feeling inside. Instead, it is filled right away with outside information. When you begin like this, you are not really choosing your first thoughts. The thoughts and feelings of others rush into your mind before your own ideas have even had a chance to appear. Your heart rate may rise without you noticing. Your breath might become shallow. You could feel a small sense of rush, pressure, or even fear. These physical reactions are signs that your brain is moving into a state of alert, even before the day begins. Because your brain is very open and sensitive in the first half hour after waking, these outside messages have a deep effect on you. You might feel stress just from reading a work email. You could feel sad from seeing a negative comment on social media. Sometimes you feel left behind if you see other people doing things you wish you could do. You may not notice these feelings right away, but they become part of the mood that stays with you for many hours. This automatic mourning creates a habit where you respond to the world instead of making your own choices. You are in a state of reaction, not action. Whatever enters your mind first has great power over what comes later. If you fill the first minutes with confusion, pressure, or negative news, you may find your thoughts keep returning there, even when you try to focus on your own goals. When the body and mind start in this rushed or chaotic way, it is much harder to slow down later. Your brain remembers how your day began. Your feelings become less stable. Small problems throughout the day seem bigger. You might make little mistakes or forget things quickly. When something unusual happens, a difficult task, an argument, or a sudden change, you react more strongly, and it is hard to keep patience. Many people do not see the link between their morning habits and their struggles in the day. You may think you are just not a focused person, or that life is simply too hard. But many of these feelings can be traced back to how you start your day. The first actions you choose, or do not choose, set your mind's tone for what is to come. Because of this, automatic mornings often lead to greater stress, not just for a few minutes, but for the whole day. Trying to catch up with every message or every piece of news is impossible. There is always something new. The feeling that you must check everything can make it hard to rest or to enjoy simple things. Over time, your motivation drops. You might lose interest in things you used to enjoy, or feel like every day is the same, busy, but not fulfilling. Your mind is filled with the noise of many things, but there is no clear goal leading you. People often describe feeling tired even if they slept just fine. They lose energy before the real work of the day has even begun. This tiredness is not only in the body, but also in the mind. When you start your day reacting to so many small things, you leave very little space for your own thoughts, feelings, and goals. Automatic mornings can also make you less aware of what is happening inside. If you never pause to notice your mood, your breath, or your hopes for the day, you move through each morning on autopilot. You may believe you are getting things done, but you are only checking boxes, not truly living each moment. You do not see how you are, what makes you happy, what brings you stress, or what you really want from life. As this way of living continues, your sense of control weakens. You might feel as if life is happening to you, not with you. Your choices do not feel like your own, and you end up spending more time reacting to small problems instead of growing or building something you care about. You can even lose touch with your deeper goals because you are always focused on the next alert or task. This sense of lost control appears in small ways each day. You might forget an appointment, speak sharply to someone you care about, or make a mistake at work. You might eat or drink too much, hoping it will comfort your mind. You could begin to avoid difficult tasks because you do not have the focus or the strength to face them. These are not signs that you are lazy or weak. They are signs that your mind has not been given a chance to prepare itself properly at the start of the day. There is also a cost to motivation. When mornings are automatic, your sense of purpose is weak. You may have big dreams or important things you want to do, but you do not feel the energy to begin. Your mind is scattered by the noise of many small things. Day after day, this makes it harder to take clear action or to follow through on your plans. Automatic mornings can even affect your physical health. When your brain starts each day in stress or confusion, it sends signals to your body. Your heart might beat faster than normal, your breath might stay shallow, and your muscles may feel tense. Over weeks and months, your body gets used to this, and it becomes hard to relax or feel truly rested. You may notice headaches, stomach aches, or tiredness that does not go away. These can all grow from minds that are always on high alert instead of calm and steady. Relationships with others are also influenced by how you begin your day. If you wake up stressed and rushed, you may bring that tension to your family, friends, or co-workers. You might have less patience, or you might not listen as well. Arguments become easier to start. You may lose small moments of kindness because you are too busy with thoughts from outside sources. This can lead to misunderstandings and more stress, not only for you, but for those around you. Even joy and pleasure can be lost if mornings are always automatic. The taste of your breakfast, the sound of a child laughing, the fresh air from a window. These small gifts are easy to ignore when your mind is busy with screens. When life goes by without notice, the days blend together, and you forget to notice what is good around you. As the months go on, these hidden costs may become habits of their own. You might not remember when you last woke up feeling hopeful or grateful. You might not see your own progress because your mind is always somewhere else. Motivation for healthy habits, learning, or new adventures slowly disappears. This pattern can have effects on your work or your studies as well. A distracted mind finds it harder to remember things, to solve problems, or to create new ideas. You might feel bored quickly, or you might give up on tasks that once excited you. Work becomes only something to finish, not something that brings growth or achievement. It is normal to feel a little lost or discouraged if you see yourself in this story. Many people do. This is not your fault. Modern life is full of things that pull your attention away. Companies, news, and social media are designed to draw your eyes and your mind as early as possible. They know the early minutes matter, but you can choose something different. You do not have to give your best minutes to the outside world. You may wonder why it is so hard to break away from this routine. Part of the reason is habit. The mind, when repeated actions are taken every day, comes to expect them. Your brain releases chemicals such as dopamine, which make you want to check screens and get new information. These patterns become stronger each time they are repeated, especially in the powerful first minutes of the morning. It can feel uncomfortable or even scary to do something different. There can also be a fear of missing out. You might worry that if you do not check messages early, something bad will happen or you will miss something important. This is a common thought, but it is not often true. Most news and messages can wait until you are truly ready to read them. If something is very urgent, people can still reach you by phone or by coming to your door. Changing automatic mornings does not mean you never use screens or get updates. It means you start with your own mind first. You give yourself a chance to become awake, calm, and prepared before letting in outside news. Even if you must check something for work or for family, you can do it with more care if you take a few minutes to breathe and pay attention to your own state first. There is another reason people feel stuck in automatic mornings. Sometimes, when you have lived in a state of distraction or hurry for a long time, the feeling of quiet can seem strange or uncomfortable. You might not know what to do with your own thoughts. Quiet can feel empty, especially if you have not practiced it. But as you try little by little, you begin to notice the benefits. You become more aware of your mood, your goals, and your gentle power over your day. People of all ages can feel the costs of automatic mornings. Teenagers may feel more anxiety or confusion at school. Children might seem restless or upset. Adults find it harder to face their day with hope or steadiness. Elders may feel lonely even in busy homes because the simple pleasure of a gentle start to the day is missing. You can start to notice your own habits right now. When you wake, take a moment to notice your first urge. Do you want to reach for your phone? Do you want to check messages before you say good morning to yourself or to your family? Try to pause and feel what your mind and body are telling you. This small pause is your first step to taking back your control. As you notice these patterns, you may be surprised to see how much they shape your feeling of control and calm. You can write down how you feel after mornings full of screens and how you feel after calm ones. Even after a few days, you will find differences that show the true cost of automatic mornings. These old patterns are strong, but they are not permanent. Every morning is a new chance to choose how you wake up. You do not need to change everything at once. One small action, like breathing deeply before touching any device, can help. Listening to your body's feeling, stretching for 1 minute before screens, or thinking about one thing you are grateful for is enough to begin creating a new routine. As you slowly shift away from automatic mornings, you will notice many good changes. You will feel more awake and more aware of your choices. Focus returns. Motivation slowly grows. Relationships become a little more gentle. You enjoy small things again. The first step is simply to see the cost of old patterns and become willing to try something different. You are not in a race. You do not have to be perfect. Even if you fall back into checking your phone or rushing, you can always begin again the next day. Each morning is a chance to shape your mind with care, to check in with your own needs, and to notice your goals. Automatic mornings lose their power when you stop and give your attention to what matters most to you. Life is always changing. The world will always be busy and loud. But your first minutes of each morning belong to you. They are your doorway into the day, your chance to set your mind gently for whatever you face. By seeing the true cost of automatic mornings, you take the first real step toward a calmer, clearer, and stronger way to begin your life each day. As your awareness grows about how much your automatic actions in the morning are shaping your day, you might feel a quiet wish to bring something different to this important time. Even if the world around you is busy and full of distractions, you have the power to choose new habits that help you feel steady, calm, and more in control. The secret is not in trying to fix everything at once, but in understanding that small, purposeful steps can guide your mind out of old patterns and into a place of clarity. Making a new morning routine is not about adding more pressure or rushing to do things perfectly. It is about caring for your own mind and training it to serve you instead of running after the demands of the world. You do not need to look for complex solutions or fancy products. The tools you need are already with you: your breath, your thoughts, your body, and your simple power to choose. One of the strongest changes you can make begins in silence. When you wake up, let yourself notice the quiet before anything else. In the room, in your mind, and even in your breath, there is a natural silence that marks the space between sleep and action. Let yourself stay here for a moment. Look around or close your eyes and simply be present. This silence is not emptiness. It is an open space where you can feel yourself and decide what comes next. In these first moments, try to give your attention to how your body feels. Notice if you are tense or relaxed. Notice your heartbeat, your breath, and the position of your body. You can stretch your arms or legs gently, or turn your neck from side to side if that feels good. This simple act of noticing pulls your attention back from the world outside to your own experience. Breathing deeply is a natural next step. As you lie in bed or sit up, bring your awareness to your breath. Inhale slowly through your nose, feeling your chest or belly rise, then exhale gently. Try counting to 4 as you breathe in, then let the air out just as slowly. Repeat this 3 or 4 times. If it feels good, you can keep going for a few more breaths. Deep breathing does not just help your body wake up. It also sends a message to your mind that peace and calm are possible even before the day begins. By using these first few minutes on yourself, you build a small area of safety and strength in your mind. You are letting your inner world become stable before the outside world pushes in. If you remember from before, your brain is softer and more open right after sleep. Anything you do here will become a clear guide for the hours that follow. After breathing, you can spend a moment noticing your thoughts. What is the first thing that comes to mind? Is it a worry, a hope, a memory, or a goal? Or, you do not have to judge this thought as good or bad, just notice it. By observing your thought, you give yourself space to accept it or to let it go. If your first thought is a worry or a task, tell yourself quietly, "I see you, but I will start my day at my own pace." The next act in building your new morning routine is setting an intention. An intention is a simple direction you choose for yourself. You can say it in your mind or write it on a piece of paper. Ask yourself, what do I want to practice today? It might be calm, patience, focus, or kindness. You do not need to make it complex. A short phrase is enough. Today I will stay present. Today I will be gentle with myself. Today I will work with focus. By setting an intention, you show your mind its path. If you wish, you can write your intention or your main goal in a notebook beside your bed. The act of writing makes your mind pay extra attention. It is often easier to remember what you have written down. Even if you forget later, your brain has already marked your intention as important. Turning your attention away from screens in the first minutes is a strong step towards calm. You might notice a habit of reaching for your phone or tablet as soon as you wake. Instead, try leaving these devices outside your room at night or place them far from your bed. If you need an alarm, use a simple one, not your phone. Each day you wait just a little longer before looking at screens, your mind grows stronger and more able to choose its own direction. Some people find it useful to fill the first part of their morning with gentle movement. If you like, try standing up, stretching, or walking slowly to a window. Look outside and notice the light, the sky, the sounds you hear, or the feeling of the air. These small sensory moments help your mind connect with the world in a gentle, real way. You can practice listening to anything that is quiet and natural instead of the noise of messages or social media. Your brain remembers these peaceful moments and makes them part of your deeper habits. It is not necessary to spend a long time on these actions. Even 5 minutes, used with care, can guide your whole day in a better direction. The important thing is not the time, but the focus you bring. You may be surprised to see that you feel more awake, steadier, and less in a hurry, even though you have not done much. If you live with others, let them know you are giving yourself these first minutes each morning. You can invite them to join you if they want, but you do not have to explain or defend your choice. This routine is something you do for yourself, not for approval from others. In time, you might notice that your calm mood helps others wake up more gently as well. When your working day starts early, or if you have small children or other duties, you may not always have control over your morning. That is natural. Find little moments for yourself, even in the busiest home. A few slow breaths in the kitchen, one clear thought before you help someone else, or even standing quietly while you shower. Every small act of purpose is part of your new routine. Sometimes your mind will pull you back to old habits. You might feel restless or want to scroll through your phone without thinking. If this happens, do not feel bad or give up. Each time you notice yourself moving automatically, bring your attention back to your breath or to your body. Remind yourself that building a new habit takes time. Every step you take, no matter how small, makes you a little stronger. A helpful tool is to prepare your morning the night before. Leave your notebook or paper where you will see it when you wake. Decide where your phone will be, so you will not reach for it without thinking. Lay out comfortable clothes for stretching or movement. You are making the path easier for your mind when you have already removed the biggest temptations. Many people who make this change discover new feelings after a few days. Some notice that they feel calmer as the day goes on. Others find that they make decisions more easily, or that they are less tired in the afternoon. Some feel more grateful for small things, like the taste of breakfast, the sound of birds, or a soft moment with a loved one. These are signs that your mind is learning to be present again. If you enjoy reflection, add one more gentle action to your morning. Take a moment to remember something good from the day before. Think of one thing that made you smile. It can be very simple: a laugh, a nice meal, a warm feeling. As you remember, let yourself feel thankful. Gratitude trains the brain by showing it what is good instead of focusing on worry or lack. Your sense of gratitude will begin to grow as a morning habit, together with your calm intentions and deep breaths. The purpose of a new morning routine is to help you face your day from inside, not from what happens outside. When you start centered and calm, your mind is steady even when things around you are difficult or surprising. You build a little strength every day. This strength becomes the place you return to anytime your day brings confusion or stress. There is no single way that is correct for all people. Your routine is yours alone. You may choose to sit in silence, write in a notebook, stretch, move gently, breathe deeply, or simply look outside and notice the day. The power is not in the details, but in the act of choosing with care. By practicing each morning, you teach your brain that you matter, that your needs come first, and that you have the power to shape what comes next. As the days pass, your mind will start to behave differently. You might find it easier to pause before reacting to news, to messages, or even to stress. Challenges may not disappear, but you can meet them with more calm and trust in yourself. Over weeks and months, these new patterns become strong habits. You will face moments when you forget or when life feels too busy. That is normal. Instead of blaming yourself, simply start again the next morning. Every sunrise is a new chance to choose your own way. Even if you remember just one breath or one grateful thought, you are already building your strong mind. Changing your morning is not about escaping from the world, but about preparing yourself for it. The power of your mind becomes clearer as you practice these steps. Your energy lasts longer, your focus gets sharper, and your mood grows steadier. You might notice that you treat yourself and others with more kindness. Tasks that once felt big become smaller, and you see that you have more control than you thought. This purpose of a new routine is not just about feeling peaceful. It is about taking back your own time and your own mind, even when the world presses in all around you. When you show your brain that you can choose what you do and how you feel, your confidence grows. You remember what matters most, and you do not lose yourself in the noise. For people who want to go deeper, there are many small ways to add strength to a morning routine. You might choose to read a line from a wise book, repeat a calming phrase, or smile to yourself in the mirror. You can light a candle, drink a glass of water slowly, or listen to gentle music. Any act that helps your mind start with care adds to your inner strength. If you like to set goals, pick just one thing each morning. A small task, a kind action, or a word to return to in hard times. Write it down if you can. Each day your brain will remember your intention a little better. When hard moments appear, your mind will call up your morning goal, guiding you toward better choices. As you practice this routine, notice what changes. Does your breath feel slower? Does your mind feel clearer? Are you choosing your actions instead of reacting to everything? Small shifts show that your brain is learning. Write down your progress if it helps. Celebrate even the smallest success. It can help to talk gently to yourself. If you wake up tired or discouraged, say a kind word to yourself. It is okay to feel slow today. I will take care of myself. Keeping gentle language in your mind is like giving it soft ground to stand on. Your words become the roots of your strong morning routine. You might find as you continue that evening routines also begin to change. You will want to go to bed knowing your morning can be calm. You may sleep better when you know your phone is outside your room, or when you have written down your intention for the next day. Healthy habits build on each other naturally, without force or pressure. Let each day be a new try, not a test. You are not looking for perfection. Every morning you give yourself care and attention, even for a minute, is a morning that helps your mind grow strong. When old patterns return, welcome them kindly, then show yourself the new path again. The world will always offer distraction and hurry, but your first choice each morning belongs only to you. With practice, your new routine becomes easy, then natural, and then a trusted way to begin. With each small step, you gain more control, more peace, and more power to choose a good life. Some mornings, you will find it easier to practice your new habits. You start your day gently. You wake up and decide to pay attention to your mind and body, not your screen. You give yourself a little space to breathe before doing anything else. As you continue, one of the most helpful things you can do in these first minutes is deep and mindful breathing. This is a simple action, but it is powerful for your mind and your body. When you wake, your body and mind are still moving from sleep to alertness. These first breaths you take, if done deeply and with care, set up a healthy base for your whole day. Deep breathing is not only about getting air, it is about teaching your mind what kind of morning you wish to have. Instead of quick, shallow breaths, you can breathe in slowly and let the air fill you in a calm way. As you breathe out, you let your body relax and your thoughts become quieter. The reason deep breathing works so well is because it changes your body at the most basic level. When you breathe in deeply through your nose and fill your chest or your belly, you are telling your brain that you are safe. Your heartbeat slows down. Your muscles begin to let go of any tightness. The waves in your brain shift from the fast, busy pattern of worry or stress into a softer, steadier mode. You are not forcing anything. You are simply allowing your breath to do what it is meant to do. Deep breathing also lowers the stress chemicals in your body. During sleep, your brain washes away many of the worries or fears from yesterday. But if you wake up in a hurry, your body can start to pump out new stress signals right away. When you give yourself a few minutes to breathe deeply, those signals do not rise so quickly. Your system stays in balance. You feel more awake but not rushed. With every gentle inhale and slow exhale, you are inviting your mind to wake up safely and easily. You do not need any training or special tools to use deep breathing. You just need your own attention and a quiet place. Sit up in your bed or stand near a window if you prefer. Rest your hands on your lap or by your side. Close your eyes if it helps, or keep them open and soft. Take one long, slow breath in through your nose. Count slowly to 4 in your mind. Feel the air moving down into your lungs, filling your body with life. Hold your breath softly for a moment, then let it out slowly through your mouth or nose, again counting to 4. Notice the feeling of relaxation that follows as you let go of your breath. Repeat this simple action for 3 or 4 rounds, or more if you like. Each time, try to let your breath become a little slower and deeper. If your mind starts to wander or think about problems, gently bring your attention back to your breath. You are not trying to empty your mind or stop your thoughts. You are just choosing to give your body and mind the easiest, most natural start to the day. If you do this practice every morning, you will begin to notice changes. You might feel more calm before work or study. You may have fewer headaches or less tightness in your shoulders. You could notice you get angry less often, or you find it easier to think through problems without rushing. Deep breathing gives your mind the tools it needs to stay balanced, focused, and strong. There is also a special reason deep breathing is good for you right after waking. At this time, your nervous system is open to new patterns. Your body remembers what you do each day, especially in the first minutes. When you choose mindful breathing, you set the expectation that your mind and body will be cared for from the start. Your attention becomes easier to use, and your feelings become easier to understand. You will notice it is simpler to make clear decisions and to be patient with yourself and others. Sometimes, you may forget to breathe deeply in the morning, or you wake up rushed and worried. That is normal. Habits take time to grow. Each time you remember, just return to your breath. Even 2 or 3 deep breaths can make a difference. Do not judge yourself. Instead, thank yourself for each small step you take to care for your mind in this way. You might enjoy making your deep breathing a small ritual. For example, you can always do it before you stand up from your bed. Or you can place a hand on your heart or belly as you breathe, feeling the movement and warmth. If you like, you can listen to the soft sounds around you, the birds, a gentle breeze, or the quiet of your home. Even just a little bit of attention added to your breath makes the habit stronger. Families can try this together. Children, teenagers, and adults all benefit from steady breathing. You can show a child how to breathe slow and deep and do it together for a minute. If you live alone, know that these quiet moments are still powerful. The calm you create will come with you into every part of your day. In your deep breathing time, you can notice the way your body feels. Take a moment after you finish just to sit and notice your heartbeat or the softness of your face and neck. If you have tension, you can stretch gently or move your hands and shoulders. These simple, gentle movements help your body wake up in a way that is kind and strong. If your mind is busy during deep breathing, do not try to push the thoughts away. Greet each thought and let it pass, just like clouds in the sky. If you become distracted, return your attention to your breath, your inhale, your exhale, and the feeling of calm that grows with each round. Once you grow used to this habit, you might want to use gentle words with your breath. You can say to yourself, silently or out loud, words like calm, peace, or I am ready. Each time you breathe in, think of something you want to welcome, like patience, hope, or strength. Each time you breathe out, let go of something you do not need, like worry, anger, or fear. These words are not required, but they can help make your morning breathing more meaningful. Deep breathing is also good for your heart and your whole body. Studies have shown that just a few minutes can lower your blood pressure and improve your energy. When you wake up with a slow, deep breath, you bring more oxygen into your system. This is important for your muscles, your brain, and even your skin. Every cell in your body becomes more ready to handle the day. If you find it helpful, you can set a gentle reminder for yourself. Place a note by your bed or make it part of your alarm. Use words that feel soft to you. Breathe deeply. Be calm. Start slow. These reminders are for you, not for anyone else. They show your mind what is really important. As you do your deep breathing, you create a pause between sleep and action. This pause is important. In today's busy world, it is rare to have a moment that is only for you. You give your whole day a better start. It is like clearing a path before you walk, making every step easier and safer. You can also add deep breathing to other parts of your morning routine. You might breathe deeply while the water boils for your tea or coffee. You can use a deep breath before writing down your intention for the day, or just before stepping outside for a walk. With practice, you will notice your breath even in the middle of your day. At work, in traffic, at home with others. The easy feeling you practice in the morning follows you everywhere. Some people notice big changes in a short time. Others see small changes that add up slowly. You might sleep better at night. You may smile more at others. Your mind will become more used to calm and less attracted to rush or stress. When bad news comes or you face a hard task, you will have a calm breath waiting to support you. It is important to be gentle with yourself. If you have lived for many years with quick, shallow breathing or busy mornings, your body may need time to adjust. Some days will feel easy, and other days may feel more difficult. The most important thing is that you return again and again to your breath with care. If you want to explore further, you can learn simple breathing patterns. For example, try breathing in to the count of 5, holding for the count of 2, then breathing out to the count of 5. Or you can take a few minutes to simply notice your breath without counting. Both ways help your mind focus, and both are helpful for building calm. You can use your breath to notice your emotions as well. As you breathe in, ask yourself, how am I feeling now? You might feel good or you might feel tired, worried, or sad. Let these feelings come. With each breath, you give yourself permission just to be as you are. This kindness towards your feelings is part of building a strong mind for the day. If your family or friends are curious, you can share your breathing routine with them. You can do it together, or you can talk about how it helps you. Even one person practicing deep breathing in a home or workplace can help make the space calmer and more peaceful. Some people like to listen to soft music or guided breathing exercises. If you wish, you can find a recording that guides you through slow, deep breathing each morning. It does not need to be long. A few minutes is enough. Let your mind and body learn that the day starts with care. As weeks pass, you will notice that you expect this calm start. Your body feels ready for it. Your mind becomes quieter as soon as you begin, and your attention is easier to hold. You will find that your day brings more focus, more energy, and sometimes even more joy just from these first careful breaths. If you find yourself hurrying or skipping your deep breathing, do not worry. Every new habit is learned step by step. Praise yourself for every morning you remember, no matter how short. Your strong mind is built little by little with each breath, in the morning and throughout the day. Let these first breaths be your reminder that you are in control, that you are worth caring for, and that you have everything you need to begin a better day. Keep this practice simple. Do not turn it into another task you must finish. It is a moment of peace in your morning, given just to you. With every deep breath, you give yourself the best foundation for everything that comes, from work to family to play. As you grow with this habit, watch how other parts of your morning routine become calmer. You make decisions more gently. You speak more kindly. You start to notice beauty in small places that you once missed. Your whole day opens from these precious minutes of slow, steady breath. The power of deep breathing is always with you. It does not require money, training, or perfect conditions. It is the quiet gift you give yourself every morning. With this gift, your mind and body learn to work together, helping you meet all of life's moments with strength, with patience, and with a calm that lasts. You notice gentle changes as you bring deep breathing into your morning. Your mind feels a little lighter, your body a bit calmer. After you spend a few minutes with your breath, you will find that your thoughts are easier to notice and control. This is the right moment to use another habit that helps your mind, taking some time for clear thinking and calm visualization about your day ahead. Now that you are awake and calm, you can guide your thoughts with care. This is not about making a big plan or worrying about everything that might happen. It is about seeing your day in your mind and setting a clear direction. Your brain is awake, but it is also open. What you imagine and think now helps to shape your mood for the hours that follow. Sit quietly and let your eyes rest on something soft, or close them if that feels better. Ask yourself a simple question. What matters the most to me today? You do not need to list everything you want to do. Think about what is truly important, something you want to feel, learn, finish, or experience. Maybe you want to stay calm, to help someone, or to finish your work with care. Keep this clear but simple. One main idea is enough to start. As you think about what matters, let your mind calmly picture your day. See yourself getting ready, greeting people, doing your tasks, or moving from place to place. Imagine yourself facing these moments with the mood or attitude you choose. If you decided on calm, imagine yourself moving through your morning with steady actions and gentle speech. If your wish is to focus, imagine yourself working with attention and finishing your important tasks step by step. Try not to rush or fill your mind with worries. If thoughts come that feel heavy or stressful, notice them, then come back to your main goal. Tell yourself gently, "Today I will move with calm. Today I will do my best." Your mind learns by repeating these words and pictures. This is the start of a practice called intention. It is very simple but very strong because it gives your brain and body a map for how to move and react. You might find it helpful to speak your intention softly or to write it down. Some people keep this sentence in their pocket or look at it again in the afternoon. You can even repeat your chosen word throughout the day to help you remember your direction. With time, your mind learns to return to these clear ideas when you get distracted by worries or problems. As you practice this each morning, you may begin to notice your feelings more quickly when things get difficult. Your mind remembers your plan for the day. When a challenge comes, you can pause, breathe, and remind yourself of your intention. Maybe you said, "Today I choose patience." Now, when someone upsets you, you remember those words and hold them in your thoughts before you act. This mental stepping back, this small pause, gives you power over your actions. You become a person who acts according to their plan, not only a person who reacts to every little thing. This is how habits of calm, focus, or kindness start to grow stronger. Your intention is like a gentle guide for your mind. Each day, your ability to follow it gets a bit better. Visualization can help you face tasks that feel big or make you nervous. After your deep breaths, picture yourself sitting down at your desk. Picture writing an email, talking to a friend, or working through a job at home. See yourself doing it with the attitude you chose. Even if you feel afraid or unsure, picture yourself acting with care, taking small steps, and finishing. Let this picture become as clear as you can, but do not try to control every detail. If worries or doubts come, remind yourself that you are just imagining. Your mind does not know the future, but it is creating a story that it can follow. This helps your brain and body feel more ready. Later, when the real moment comes, it is easier to do what you planned. Your mind and body will remember the picture and the feeling you practiced. Some people are nervous about making plans because they worry they will fail. That is normal. The point of this step is not to promise that everything will go perfectly. It is about giving your brain a clear signal for how to start. When you imagine yourself being calm or focused, your mind learns that these are ways of being that you can choose, even when things do not go as you hoped. It is possible to use this mental habit for small things or for bigger challenges. If you want to speak kindly to your family, picture yourself saying, "Good morning" with a smile. If you have an important meeting, see yourself speaking clearly and listening to others with patience. If you are learning something new, imagine yourself studying calmly and being proud of your effort. As you do this, your thoughts bring feelings along with them. Your brain releases gentle chemicals that help you feel safe and prepared. Your attention settles on what is important. The feeling of calm you practiced in your deep breathing supports your intention and your plans. Sometimes your mind will wander or get stuck on problems. If this happens, just bring your focus back to your main goal. If you want, take 1 or 2 breaths and start again. You are not looking for perfection, only gentle improvement. Over days and weeks of practice, you might notice that your mind returns more quickly to your chosen direction, even when you are busy or stressed. If you share your home with others, you can ask them what matters most to them today. This can be a simple and friendly part of your morning. Children can join too. "What do you want to do today?" Or, "How do you want to feel?" These small talks help everyone practice clear thinking and gentle focus. You do not need to fix every detail in your mind. Life can change quickly. The goal is to give yourself a gentle path to follow, not to control everything. By picturing yourself calm, focused, or kind, you remind your brain and heart what you value. When surprises come later, you are less shaken because you have practiced steady thinking. Some people like to add a few words for themselves as part of this step. These words can be chosen to help you feel stronger or more peaceful. You might repeat, "I can handle what comes," or "I choose kindness," or "I will stay focused." You can make your own phrases. If you write them down and say them aloud each morning, your brain remembers them more strongly. These words become supports that you can use later when you need to act with care. You may enjoy connecting this thinking and visualizing step to other parts of your routine. Try it while drinking a glass of water or as you get dressed. If you go outside in the morning, you can think about your intention as you feel the air or look at the sky. All these little rituals help your mind and body work together. With regular practice, your mind begins to trust that it can come back to clear, focused thinking anytime. You find it easier to notice when your attention is wandering or your mood becoming negative. When you catch yourself drifting, you simply remind yourself of your main idea for the day and breathe softly to return to calm. Try not to worry about days when it feels hard to focus or to find your intention. Some mornings will be easy, and others will be distracted. It is enough just to come back to your goal whenever you remember. Your brain learns by practice and by kindness, not by force. For people who want to deepen this habit, you can keep a short morning journal. Each day, write a sentence about what matters, or describe in just a few words what you want your day to feel like. After a week or two, look back and see the words and wishes you chose. You might notice patterns and learn something new about what helps you most. As you learn this practice, you will notice your attention grows steadier. You spend less energy on things that do not matter. You react with less fear and more care, even when things are difficult. This makes your mind stronger, and your choices become more meaningful. You may also find you make better use of your time. When you get distracted, you remember your morning goal and come back to it. This does not mean you become perfect or never make mistakes. It only means you waste less energy worrying and more time moving towards what matters most. If you feel afraid or unsure about something you must do, you can use visualization to help. Sit quietly, breathe, and picture yourself beginning the task. Imagine how it feels when you finish and see yourself safe and strong. Your mind makes this picture a kind of memory, and it is easier for your body to follow it later. This practice is useful for children too. Before a test or a big event, you can sit with a child and help them imagine being calm and ready. You can ask, "How do you want to feel when you are there?" And "What will you do if you feel nervous?" This kind of simple practice prepares anyone, no matter their age, to meet the day with more courage and less fear. At work or at school, these habits can help you act with more attention and less confusion. You know what is important, and you practice coming back to it even when others want your focus. Over time, people may notice you are more calm, more steady, and more able to finish what you start. When your mind is trained each morning with clear intentions and gentle pictures, it becomes easier to let go of unhelpful thoughts. You do not need to follow every worry, every problem, or every demand. You can choose which thoughts are most important and leave the others alone. Sometimes unexpected things will happen, and your plan will change. When this happens, return to your breath and remember your intention. You can say, "Plans can change. I can be calm." By practicing this kind of gentle thought, you keep your mind strong in a world that is always busy and often stressful. You may wish to remind yourself of your intention at different times. Some people put a note on their desk or carry a small card in their pocket. Others use their phone for a gentle reminder, just a word or phrase that helps them remember the morning's vision. You can do whatever feels right for you. When you use both deep breathing and clear intention in the morning, your mind begins to see the pattern. Each day you practice, your brain becomes more able to focus and let go of distraction. This saves energy, helps you make better choices, and allows you to enjoy the day more fully. Let yourself grow into this habit with kindness and care. There will be easy days and hard days. The most important thing is to come back each morning, however you feel, and to practice a few moments of clear, gentle thought and intention. These habits are not hard, but they are powerful. They show your mind what is possible with just a few quiet minutes at the start of each day. You do not have to do everything perfectly. You can be gentle with yourself. With every morning you use these steps, you are helping your mind become clearer, more focused, and more calm. The results will grow with time, and you will find that your days and your life begin to feel different in a way that brings more joy and more peace. When you take a few minutes each morning to breathe deeply and set your intention, you help your mind find a clear direction for your day. This is a gentle way to shape your mindset and put your energy into what matters. Now, there is one more step you can add to make your morning routine stronger and even more effective. This step does not take long, but it makes a deep difference. It is the simple act of writing down your most important goal for the day. Writing your goal is not just about making a list or creating pressure for yourself. It is about helping your brain recognize what you truly want to focus on as the hours pass. When you take a pen and a small piece of paper or use a notebook and write your top goal, your mind pays much closer attention than if you only keep the idea in your thoughts. By seeing your goal in your own handwriting, you give it importance and make it real. You do not need to think about every task or every problem. Your goal should be something meaningful to you. It can be about your work, your studies, your health, or your relationships. It should be something that would make your day feel complete or satisfying if you finished it or made progress on it. You can choose a goal that is big, such as finishing a project, or a goal that is more about how you act, such as staying patient or being kind. Start by asking yourself, what is the most important thing for me today? Close your eyes for a moment and listen for the answer. Sometimes it is clear right away. Other times you might need to think for a minute. Your goal does not have to be perfect. You can change it later if you find something that matters even more. Once you know your goal, write it down clearly and simply. Use short and direct words. For example, you can write, "I will finish my homework today," or "I will call my friend and listen carefully," or "I want to walk for 30 minutes," or "I will do my work with focus." Shh! If your goal is an attitude, you might write, "I will be patient when problems come," or "I want to stay calm in meetings." The important part is that your words feel true to you and match the feeling you want to have through your day. Many people find that writing their goal by hand is more powerful than typing it on a device. Your brain connects more strongly with what you write in your own pen or pencil. You use your eyes, your hands, and your mind all together. The action gives your goal a special place in your memory. You do not have to write a long explanation. One sentence or even a few words is enough. If you want, keep your note, slip of paper, or notebook where you will see it later, on your desk, next to your bed, or in your pocket. Throughout the day, look at your goal when you need direction. If you feel distracted or unsure, read your words again. This helps your mind remember what matters and keeps you from getting lost in things that do not truly need your attention. You might worry that you will forget about your goal. That is normal. Even if you do not remember it every moment, your brain is still working with the message you wrote. As time goes by, you will find that your focus returns naturally to your goal, even when you are busy. Choosing one main goal does not mean you ignore your other tasks. Instead, it means you give your brain a clear place to come back to, no matter how much is happening. There are always many things you could do, but not all things are equally important. When you put your most meaningful goal into words, you train your mind to see what matters before everything else. This habit helps you become less reactive with your time. You stop letting every small problem pull you away from what is most important. If something interrupts you or you feel stressed, you can take a breath and read your goal again. Your energy returns to the place you chose, not to what others demand or expect. If you finish your main goal early in the day, you can give yourself a quiet moment to notice your progress. You might want to write a second goal or use the extra time for rest or something enjoyable. The act of noticing your completed goal brings you a sense of accomplishment. It helps you feel that your day was used well, even if there are still tasks left to do. Some people enjoy writing a few words of encouragement underneath their goal. You might add, "I believe I can do this," or "I will try, even if it is hard." These gentle words remind you that your effort is important, not just the result. Each time you write your goal, you are learning to care for your mind in a new way. If your day becomes difficult or full of surprises, you can look at your goal and decide how to continue. Maybe you need to change your plan, but your focus stays on what is most important. If you made a mistake or forgot your goal for a while, you do not have to feel bad. Just notice what happened and return to your focus when you remember. This is how new habits are built, step by step. You can invite others in your home or at work to try this habit too. Children can write their goals with you. They might choose something simple like reading, playing kindly, or trying their best in school. Friends and co-workers can also join. Sharing your goal out loud with someone can make it feel even more real and helps each person feel motivated. Some families or groups put all their goals for the day in a visible place, such as on a small board or paper taped to a wall. This is a friendly way to support each other and to remind everyone that each day has a purpose. You may want to try this for a week and see how it feels. When you use this habit often, you become more aware of what you choose to focus on. You start to see patterns in what is important to you. Some goals repeat each day, while others change. You learn more about your real priorities and what gives you satisfaction or joy. You become less likely to waste your energy on things that do not matter to you. Sometimes you may feel confused about which goal matters most. You can try writing 2 or 3 things and then choose the one that feels strongest or that will make the most difference to your day. The act of deciding is part of the process. If you are unsure, choose the simplest one for now. The more you practice, the easier it becomes to listen to yourself. There is no rule about when or how to write your goal. Some people write before breakfast, others write after getting dressed or just before they leave home. The best time is the time that fits your life. If you miss a day, there is no problem. Just start again the next morning. Each day is a new chance to guide your life with attention. Another way to make this habit stronger is to look back at your goals from earlier days. If you keep a notebook, turn the pages and read your past hopes and intentions. Notice how often you finished your main goal. Notice which goals helped you feel better or which ones were hard to do. This reflection helps you learn and make new choices as your life changes. Writing your goal does not guarantee that every day will go as you hope. Life sometimes brings sudden problems or needs. Your focus may be broken by things you cannot control. But by giving your attention to your most important goal each morning, you train yourself to return, again and again, to what really matters. This helps you become patient, flexible, and strong. As you repeat this habit, you will see how your motivation changes. You begin each day with purpose, not with confusion. You do not feel pulled in many directions because you already know what you want to do. Every step you take towards your goal gives you energy instead of taking it away. When you finish your main task, you feel satisfied, even if everything is not perfect. If you find yourself worrying about things out of your control, you can write your goal to focus only on what is truly possible for you. For example, today I will listen carefully, or today I will give my best effort. Goals like these rest in your power, not on luck or the actions of other people. You can also write goals about your inner state, not only about actions. For example, you may need a peaceful day. Your goal can be, today I will talk softly to myself, or I will rest when I am tired. These kinds of goals help you care for your mind and emotions, especially in times of stress. This routine becomes part of your new morning rhythm. After breathing and intention, you spend 1 minute writing your main goal. Over weeks, this habit gets easier. You do not have to push or force yourself. It becomes something natural, a moment of quiet focus that begins your day. If you want to add extra care, you can finish your writing by reading your goal out loud. This helps the message settle in your mind and makes your intentions strong. You can also close your eyes for a few seconds and imagine yourself doing your main goal. This makes your mind and body work together. Let your goals be both strong and gentle. Some days you may choose something big and clear. Other days you will need to be kind to yourself and set a smaller or softer goal. Both kinds are right, as long as you listen to what matters most for you on that day. With each morning goal, you guide your choices. If you become tired or distracted, you can look at your words and remember, this is where I want my energy to go today. You will find yourself making better decisions and feeling less stress because your mind has a clear direction. You do not have to show your goals to anyone unless you want to. They are for you, to help you grow and choose your own way. Your confidence will grow as you practice this step. You will see your progress and your power to shape your own life. As you build your morning routine with breathing, intention, and writing your main goal, you are making strong changes in your life. These steps together prepare your mind to act with focus all day. They help you stay calm in hard times. They help you recognize what is good. Your habits shape your days, and your days shape your life. Every goal you write, every breath you take, helps you move forward in the way that is right for you. You can carry this gentle strength with you everywhere. When you need it, take a breath, remember your intention, and read your goal again. These simple actions will give you support and guide you through anything your day brings. Your morning is the foundation for the hours ahead, and your habits are the tool you use to build a better life. Every morning, as you give attention to your breath, set your intention for the day, and write down your most important goal, you are building a new pattern for your mind and your life. This practice, simple as it is, changes you over time in gentle but very real ways. Days start to feel clearer and less rushed. Your focus is easier to keep, your decisions come more smoothly, and your stress begins to fade. These changes add up, week after week and month after month, and bring strong benefits for your mood, your discipline, and your happiness. One of the first things you may notice after using this morning method for a while is a sense of calm. Even if the world around you is busy, your mind feels more steady. Many people find they do not get angry as quickly or worried as easily. When problems or changes appear, you can stop, take a breath, return to your goal, and move forward. You know there will be hard moments, but your feelings do not spin out of control. This new steadiness grows with each morning that you care for your mind. Another benefit is more motivation. You may discover that things you wanted to do before now feel easier to begin. Work, chores, study, or new challenges do not seem so heavy. Because you have set a clear intention and a simple goal, you can take the first step without waiting to feel perfect. Every small action you complete gives you proof that you can make progress. Your mind starts to trust that you know what matters, and you feel proud of the effort you are making. Some people find they get more done in less time. This happens not because they are rushing, but because their mind is set early in the day. They waste less energy on doubts or distractions. By returning to their written goal when they get stuck, they can reset their attention and continue with new energy. This simple power to return and refocus helps you finish important things and feel less tired. With time, you may also notice your choices are better. You make decisions with more care. You do not say yes or no out of habit, but pause to feel what is right before acting. Because your mind is practiced at returning to calm and to your main purpose, you are able to respond to life with more wisdom. When something unexpected comes up, you can stop for a moment. Remember your intention, look at your main goal, and make a strong choice. Your discipline will become stronger, almost quietly. The gentle habits you practice each morning build a kind of inner strength. You develop the ability to do things even when they are not easy or when you do not feel like it at first. Discipline is not about being hard on yourself. It is about repeating the actions you know are good for you, step by step, every day. Each morning that you keep your routine, your confidence in your own discipline grows. Another benefit is the growth of self-respect. When you care for your mind, even for a few minutes every day, you prove to yourself that you matter. You show yourself kindness and make your life a little better with your own hands. This gentle self-respect supports all your other positive actions. It helps you keep trying, even if you forget for a day or feel discouraged. With practice, this feeling becomes stronger and shapes how you act and how you feel about yourself all day long. Relationships also start to improve. When you wake up with calm and clear intention, you bring less stress with you into your family, your friendships, and your work. You find it easier to listen, to be patient, and to pause before reacting. Other people may notice these small changes in you. Some of them may begin caring for their mornings too. Your steady presence can help others feel calmer and more hopeful, even if you never mention your morning method at all. Health is another area where you may see quiet but strong benefits. Your body reacts to your new habits with small changes at first. You might notice that your muscles feel less tense, your headaches fade, or your stomach is more settled in the morning. As you use mindful breathing and give yourself calm time early in the day, your heart rate and blood pressure may come down. Over the weeks, these changes can add up to much better physical health. Many people find sleep becomes more restful. When your days begin with less stress and more calm, your mind carries less tension into the night. It is easier to fall asleep and stay asleep. You wake feeling more refreshed and ready for the day. Regular routines at both the start and the end of each day help your body and mind keep healthy rhythms. Mornings that begin with peace lead to nights that end with gratitude and rest. You also learn to appreciate small things. As your mind grows calmer, you become more aware of simple joys. The light from your window, the taste of breakfast, the sound of someone you love, or the gentle quiet just after you wake. Life feels richer and less rushed. Your attention comes back more often to what is good, not what is missing or wrong. As weeks and months pass, these changes build on each other. Your habits become almost automatic, but they are positive and strong. Even on days when you wake up and feel tired, or when something unexpected happens, you have a basic pattern you can return to. Your breath, intention, and goal help you move gently back into strength. With practice, no morning is wasted. Even mistakes and forgetful days help you see how far you have come. You notice, too, that struggles feel different. Difficult times may not go away, but you have a tool to help yourself. When you face sadness, anger, or disappointment, you know how to return to calm breaths, to kindness, and to one small goal. You stop feeling helpless and start to trust that you can care for your own mind, no matter what happens in life. As you keep following your morning routine, you may find you want to bring more of this gentleness into other parts of your day. You use deep breaths before meetings, arguments, or big decisions. You check your intention when you feel lost or upset. You write down a quick goal in the middle of a busy afternoon to refocus. These habits shape not only your mornings, but your entire life. Children and adults of all ages can benefit from these simple steps. Young people can start with just one breath, one word of intention, or one goal for play or learning. Adults can take a little more time, but even a minute makes a difference. Elders find that calm mornings help them feel steadier and kinder to themselves and others. You may notice that your worries about the future begin to fade. By anchoring yourself in the present with breathing and intention, you stop rehearsing every possible bad outcome. Instead, you learn to deal with life as it comes, one moment and one challenge at a time. The noise of the world does not control you so quickly. You become more gentle and more powerful inside. Over time, people around you will see these changes too. They may not know about your morning routine, but they sense your steadiness, your kindness, your patience. Some may ask you what is different. You can share your habits if you want, or you can simply keep practicing quietly. Sometimes you may wake up and feel it is not worth doing your routine. Maybe you are sad, tired, or worried. These are the mornings when your habit is most important. Give yourself at least one deep breath, one kind word, and one small goal. The power of this method is not in how perfect you are, but in the commitment to return to yourself no matter how you feel. There will be days that are easy and days that are hard. Each morning is a fresh beginning. When you skip a step, notice it without judgment. There is always tomorrow. The changes you are building last because they are kind and steady, not because you have forced them. If you want to make your morning routine even stronger over time, you can add small steps. Some people like to read one sentence from a book that inspires them, or write something they are grateful for. Others stretch, drink a glass of water, or spend a few moments outside just after waking. You can try new habits and see what feels good, knowing you have a strong base in your breath, intention, and main goal. Let your morning method be a support, not a burden. It does not have to be complicated or long. The purpose is not to have a perfect day, but to give your mind its best chance to be calm, focused, and awake to what matters. You may notice as time passes that your days feel different, not because your life is without problems, but because problems do not shake you so easily. You can pause, breathe, remember your goal, and act with kindness. This is the quiet strength you have been building. Your discipline continues to grow. It becomes easier to say no to things that distract or harm you. You trust yourself more. You know you will return again and again to the habits that help you. Old habits of rushing, worrying, or reacting lose their grip, replaced by patience and purpose. Happiness grows from these changes. You find more satisfaction in simple things. The days feel longer and have more meaning. You spend less time feeling regret or fear, and more time noticing what is good, useful, and enjoyable. Even setbacks feel smaller, easier to move past. As you help yourself, you often help others. Your family, friends, and even strangers are touched by your calm and steady presence. You are more able to support someone in need or to give encouragement when others struggle. The peace inside you becomes peace you share. You might decide to celebrate your progress sometimes. Every week or once a month, look back at your written goals, at your mornings, at what you have learned. Feel gratitude for the effort you have made. Tell yourself that you are proud, even if you are still learning. These small celebrations keep you motivated and help you see how your habits are building a better life. Let gentleness guide you every step. Your morning routine does not have to stay the same forever. You can change your habits as you grow. Add new steps, return to your favorites, or pause when you need rest. The most important part is to return again and again, choosing care for your mind as your first act each day. You do not need special knowledge, expensive things, or a perfect environment to shape your mind with this morning method. All you need is the wish to take care of yourself and the patience to keep practicing. Over the months and years, this quiet discipline will change not just your mornings, but your whole life. As the world moves quickly and demands more from you, you have the power to claim your first minutes of each day and use them to become the person you want to be. This small change gives you freedom and hope, no matter what outside events bring. The method is simple, but the results are very strong. Live each morning as a new chance. Remember that deep breathing, a gentle intention, and a single clear goal are enough to set your mind on a path of calm, strength, and purpose. Every time you do this, you add to your own happiness and well-being. You create a life that feels less rushed, more grounded, and full of meaning day after day.